probably think you chose your cat, but 10,000 years ago, a small predator walked into a human settlement, decided you were useful, and never really left. It didn't come when called. It didn't herd sheep or guard the door. It came because you had a rodent problem, and it turned that problem into a permanent job, one it assigned itself. Picture the Fertile Crescent, roughly 10,000 to 12,000 years ago. Humans had just started farming, storing grain in clay pits and baskets, for the first time in the species' history. That stored grain attracted mice. The mice attracted wildcats. And the wildcats that were bold enough but not too aggressive to hang around human camps got a reliable buffet with none of the risk of hunting in the open. Nobody tamed them. They tamed themselves. Here's the wait what moment. In 2004, archaeologists working on the Mediterranean island of Cyprus found something that shouldn't exist. A 500-year-old grave containing a human skeleton buried deliberately next to a cat skeleton, surrounded by polished stones and shells. Cyprus has no native wildcats. That means someone loaded a wild predator onto a boat on purpose and carried it across open water. That's not pest control. That's a relationship people were willing to work for. So the story we tell ourselves, humans domesticated cats the way we domesticated wheat or dogs, is backwards. With dogs we bred for obedience, generation after generation, shaping wolves into something that would work for us. With cats, almost none of that happened. Geneticist Carlos Driscoll's genome work on wildcats found that domestic cats are still genetically almost identical to their wild ancestor, Felis sylvestris libica. We didn't redesign them. We just stopped chasing them away, and they did the rest. And once they were in, they got to work on us. Not with claws, with sound. In 2009, behavioral ecologist Karen McComb at the University of Sussex recorded cats purring for food and compared it to cats purring normally. Hidden inside the low rumble of a hungry cat's purr was a second, higher frequency somewhere around 220 to 520 Hz. Human infant cries sit in almost the same band, roughly 300 to 600 Hz. 50 volunteers, cat owners and non-owners alike, rated the food soliciting purr as more urgent and harder to ignore than a normal one. Your brain isn't hearing a pet. For a fraction of a second, it's hearing a baby. That's not an accident of biology. Cats have no control over either. McComb's data suggested cats living alone with a single owner were more likely to develop this exaggerated cry than cats in busy, crowded households, which means it looks less like an instinct and more like a skill some cats learn individually on you specifically. You get trained, one meow at a time. Here's where it gets stranger. There's a parasite called Toxoplasma gondii that can only sexually reproduce inside a cat's gut. To get there, it needs to travel through an intermediate host, usually a rodent. And studies have found infected rodents lose their fear of cat urine and are more likely to be caught and eaten. That's the parasite rerouting a small mammal's brain to walk itself into a predator's mouth. Global estimates suggest roughly 30 to 50% of humans carry a chronic, latent T. gondii infection too, most often from handling litter boxes or undercooked meat. Researchers are still working out exactly what, if anything, it changes in us. But the parasite doesn't care whether the science is settled. It's been running this playbook for longer than agriculture has existed. Then there's the part of this you can feel with your own hands. A cat's purr vibrates at roughly 25 to 150 Hz. That range overlaps almost exactly with the frequencies used in clinical vibration therapy treatments doctors use to stimulate bone density and speed fracture healing. Cats purr not just when content, but when injured, in labor or dying, which has led some researchers to treat purring as a kind of built-in physical therapy the animal runs on itself. When your cat curls up on your chest and starts rumbling, you're not just being comforted. You may be sitting inside a low-grade healing frequency, generated by an animal that evolved it to fix its own bones. So line it up. A predator that recruited itself into your ancestors' grain stores. A cry re-engineered, purr by purr, to sound like your own child. A parasite that may be quietly rewriting the wiring of a third of the planet's population. And a vibration sitting on your chest right now that happens to match the exact frequency your doctor would use to heal you. None of it required a single human decision to domesticate anything. Tonight, somewhere, a cat is going to walk across a keyboard, sit on a chest, or cry at a food bowl in a pitch that sounds just a little too much like a child's voice. And a fully grown adult who has survived predators, famines, and 40,000 years of evolutionary pressure is going to get up and open a can. Nobody trained that cat to do that on purpose. It just noticed 10,000 years ago that it worked, and it never stopped. We like to say, we own our pets. But ownership was never really the deal on the table. It was a negotiation that started in a Neolithic grain store, and the terms haven't changed much since. The only real difference is that now, the cat doesn't even have to catch its own mice.